Hey everyone, another Oilers rant on the channel. I just got to talk about it because you lose 6-3 tonight to Carolina, and as I refresh this, 5-12-1, right? Stuart Skinner, nightmare, gets the hook after 4 goals against early on, so the Oilers goaltending continues to be a nightmare storyline. Obviously, Jack Campbell in the AHL. Today was actually positive news. He got a shutout, 30-save shutout, but previous to that, nightmare games. And Sportsnet's actually talking about it right now. The Oilers in warm-ups, like, that's enough. And I'll bring it up right now on here. I mean, well, first, checking in on Connor McDavid. Look at McDavid's reaction. This guy, it looks like he is just having a nightmare of a time with the Oilers right now. And go watch this warm-up from the Oilers game here. Like, it describes perfectly how the Oilers season has gone. Off the crossbar hits Darnell Nurse in the face, then Stuart Skinner. What are you doing, bro? Like that right there, Stuart Skinner, when that happened, 4 goals against, guaranteed. It's so brutal, man. You are talking about a team, and I'm included in this, that was supposed to be a Stanley Cup contender. And if you're going to say that we're clueless for thinking that, the goaltending aside, this looks like a team that can compete with anyone in the league. The defense are not playing how they should. I mean, yeah, they're not a great defense group, but I would think they're pretty average based on paper. Evan Bouchard has been a big point producer. He's been a nightmare on turnovers, mistakes defensively at times. Matthias Ekholm, he's looked good some games, and then other games, not so much. You go past that, I mean, actually, Darnell Nurse, I would actually say Oilers fans have been nice on Darnell Nurse considering how they've treated him the last couple of years. Obviously, with this cap hit over $9 million, I think some of it is just based on that cap hit, not based on the guy's performance every game. But when you reflect his play next to that cap hit, it's easy to criticize the guy. You know what? I do think past that, the Oilers are lacking in a lot of ways. I think the guys are looking so disinterested. I mean, Connor McDavid had 1 shot on net tonight. Like, how is that possible? That is just a reflection of what is going on with this team right now. As I said, goaltending aside, it is so obvious to talk about this goaltending. And I will keep talking about the goaltending. But at the end of the day, the Oilers, the issues are a lot more than just goaltending when you're seeing a lot of this being reflected across the board and from your star players. Do I have to go back to that clip from Connor McDavid? Look how mad he looks. And again, frustration probably on himself, but definitely frustration about the guys around him. And I really just, it goes back to 5-12-1. You were talking about an Edmonton Oilers team that has Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. I actually thought Zach Hyman's effort was evident tonight. And I mean, points aside, Hyman actually looks like he's putting in a crazy effort. Past that, and I honestly don't blame my Oilers fans want to trade a guy like Nugent Hopkins. He's had a rough year, and he's really not the guy that's going to drive this turnaround. Maybe I end up regretting saying that, but I see some of the demeanors on that bench. It's really disturbing. If I'm an Oilers fan, guys, I'm so like this is brutal to watch. So I think it's going to come down to you gotta bring in some kind of goalie. I mean, everyone wants to reference the Blues. Well, the Oilers haven't done what the Blues did in that cup run. They didn't bring in a new face yet. Calvin came in the net for Stewart tonight. And at the end of the day, he's not the NHL caliber guy. Again, prove me wrong, Calvin, but I just don't see it. So Rodriguez in the AHL, maybe that's too premature, but I mean, he was close to Binnington's age at the time. Again, I'm not trying to just compare it to that situation, but the Oilers truly have to bring in a goaltender here and then see what happens with the rest of your roster. Because you know what? Sometimes just a different guy between the pipes brings a different kind of look from your players in front of you. You see it time and time again with different players across the league. When you have that confidence behind you that a goalie is going to make that big save, it's not even a matter of how many goals across the game. Just maybe a mistake is made. It goes back to the other side of the ice. And I'll reference the Winnipeg Jets. I've seen it from the Jets so many times this season. It goes back the other way. Connor Hellebuyck makes a stunning save, and then that brings confidence. The guys go the other way and score. So you're just not getting that from Edmonton. You're not getting that save, and then the guys are just reflecting that throughout the rest of the 60 minutes. So give me your thoughts, guys. I think it's absolutely brutal what we're seeing with the Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to make a video talking about the goaltending. Frank Saravelli had a good shout. And yeah, we'll talk soon. I mean, this is just brutal. It continues.